Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday play date. All right, I'm just getting myself finished setting up here, and I'm going to say hello to everyone. I'm going to try really hard to say hello to everyone who is waiting. All right, let me pause this. I don't want to look at myself. There we go. All right, welcome, everyone. Play date number 49. Just saying. All right. Hi, Neen. You're the first one in. Brian Papa Squirrel. Hello. Stephanie Johnson. Hi. Jennifer Ball. Hi, Jenna. Pamela Ramsey is here. We have Gracia and Jillian. Oh, there's Shane. Well, it's still morning for us, Shane, but yeah, not morning everywhere else, is it? Nice to see you in here, Shane. Let's see who else we have. Susie Gemini. Aspasia Rising. I got it this time, I'm pretty sure. Susie, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whatever it is. C Cat, hello. Hi, Kim. Scrolling. Patrice is here. Hi, Patrice. Jonathan, aloha. Rose Honey Ritual, hello, hello. Oak Mama is here. Aquarius Owl. Donna Riedler. Kay Thompson, hi, Kay. Richard Longman Tarot is here. Elle, there is Elle. Wow, yeah, a lot of people beat you in today, Elle. Let's see, who else do we have here? Jackie Jacaranda. Hi, Jackie. And scrolling more. No. I was doing so good. Stay with me. Stay with me. Mallory. Hello, Mallory. Welcome to your first play date. It's always fun to get new people in. Mendy is here. Hi, Mendy. Gigi Nilsson is here. Did I make it to the bottom already? No, I've skipped some people because of darn chatty jump. I think I saw Elizabeth sneak by. If I missed anyone again, I'm so sorry. You know, I never, ever mean to. I think I mostly made it. Okay, I'm scrolling. I'm checking. I'm scrolling. I know your brother's in here, Elle. Okay, and then we have Kristen Louise. Hi, Kristen. If I missed anyone, just give me another wave and I will be sure to say hello. Anne is here. Hi. All right, so last week we had the Ace of Pentacles, which has this shown up for anybody else this week? This showed up for me a couple of times this week, including this morning's draw with my beautiful mythical creatures. So this apparently is my energy for the day. So we're starting it off right with Playdate, I think. Pal's Tarot Tent, hello. Marge, hi. Okay, let me turn this little guy off. So how did this one show up for you? Anyone have any? I did see a couple people participated in the Playdate activity this last week, which I thought was really good. I actually attempted to do this last night when I was having a late Thanksgiving dinner with my son Shane and Oliver, and I was trying to do the spread, but I couldn't really concentrate. So I'm gonna have to try and do it again today but the Ace of Pentacles came up in that spread as well. So I probably should have paid more attention. All right, looks like y'all are just, oh, there's Simon. Hi, Simon. Did I miss you earlier, Simon? No way did I miss you earlier. Maybe I did. You know, I like to skip the blue wrenches half the time. All right, we're going to put aside our Ace of Pentacles and move on to this week's card. Please congratulate Debbie at Aquarius House. She finished her NaNoWrite. What is that? It sounds like a writing thing. What does that mean? But congratulations. Whatever it is, it sounds like a very cool accomplishment. NaNoWrimo. It sounds like a writing thing. Am I wrong about that? You guys will have to tell me. But yes, congratulations. Oak Mama got a new deck and pulled the ace straight away. That's funny. You didn't win the Euro Millions, Richard, so no Ace of Coins for you. I'm sorry about that. I don't know that it was the lottery one. 50K, a 50K word novel in 1 month. Okay, that is impressive. Congratulations for that. I mean, seriously, talk about embracing new ventures, right? That's awesome. All right, so I know we have at least one new person here, but we have a lot of folks who have done this before. So before we pull National Novel Writing Month, got it. Thank you. Thank you for cluing me in. I do remember seeing something on Facebook about the 50,000 words and be like, okay, wish me luck. So looks like you did it. All right, I need to start gathering our questions for this week. So for those of you who've done this before, or for anyone who hasn't, what I usually do is ask for 5 general questions for the collective that we will ask our card of the week. I'm getting so caught up in the chat today, I've forgotten how Playdate works. Let's just be real. But so Simon's here right away showing you how it's done. And what we're going to do is gather these questions, and then we will use our card to ask them. All right, so now I need to get to my other chat here so I can save it. And as you can see, Simon put his in all caps so that I don't miss it. Now, we have noticed, just so you guys know, YouTube has been very funny with chat comments lately. And sometimes when you type things in all caps, even though we don't usually have a Playdate here, a problem here in Playdate, sometimes it won't show your comments. So if you feel like you're posting something that nobody is seeing and you're putting it in all caps, that could be the issue. But hopefully we can still kind of go with our usual routine here of putting the 5 questions in all caps. And I'm going to thank Simon for his question. Why do we follow certain patterns, and what can we do to break them if they no longer serve us? Oh my gosh, Simon. Why do we, I'm oh my goshing you because this is something that I have been doing a lot of thinking about lately. So I can't talk and type at the same time, but I'm going to be very interested to see how this one, it's like you were reading my mind. Get out of there. Get out of there. If they no longer serve us. Okay, so that's question number 1 that I'm going to save. All right, let's see what we got next. And then we have, oh, so Mallory's all caught up, binge watching. Well, okay. Then from Oak Mama, how can we make the most of the rest of 2020? Well, we just have a little over 1 month to go, don't we? We can do it. We can make it. All right. Oak Mama, thank you for your questions. How can we make the most of the rest of 2020? That is a great question. And from Jenna, what can we do to keep boredom at bay? All right. Jennifer Balls Witch House. Thank you for bringing a question for me today, my friend. To keep boredom at bay. All right. 3 down, 2 to go. Hi, T-Cat. Nice to see you. Okay, and then Jonathan's asking, how do we best prepare for 2021? All right, so Jonathan Daly, how do we best prepare for 2021? I'm much faster at typing these than I was when I tried to write them down. This is much better. And then Kristen, oh, we had more questions come in too. Okay, how do we change what we can and accept what we can't? Oh man, you guys are bringing some big questions this week. And then we'll get, like, you know, the simplest cards to answer the biggest questions. Have you noticed we have a bit of a trend on that? How do we change what we can and accept? Okay, so that's 5. So if I didn't get to, you know, I say this every week, like, bring it back next week for me. Oh, okay, wait, unshow that. Wait, unshow that. I've lost myself completely and entirely. Okay, there we go. So Stephanie, I'm sorry, I already had 5, but that is another great question. How can we maintain a generous spirit throughout the holidays? I need that answer too, Simon. Like, seriously. Okay. I'm just scrolling here to get really caught up before we get to shuffling. All right, sounds like we're fairly on board with the questions. All right, so my chat's going to be over on the other side here because I want to look at these questions as I shuffle and keep them in mind with our ever-shrinking Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck here. All right, so from Simon, just to recap, we have, why do we follow certain patterns and what can we do to break them if they no longer serve us? Oh, that right there is like practically the secret to life, isn't it? And then from Oak Mama, we have, how can we make the most of the rest of 2020? Then right after that, oh, we have Jennifer Ball with, what can we do to keep boredom at bay? And then Jonathan moving us into 2021, how do we best prepare for 2021? And then from Kristen, how do we change what we can and accept what we can't? All right, we're gonna give about 2 more shuffles here. Here we go. All right. And our card this week is upside down again. Interesting. We're bringing the Pentacles back to play again today. So first reactions, thoughts, what do you think? We had some prediction. Simon thought we might get the Fool. Hi, Chris, Elemental Cardomancy. Neem was predicting Strength. Oh, we had Mallory predicting Temperance. See, these all would have made a lot of sense, wouldn't they? So what do you think? Bummer, Elizabeth says. You know, by the time Playdate ends, we usually have figured out that the card that we got actually made a lot of sense. Jennifer's feeling a little called out right now. And Jonathan, woo. Is that about the right tone that you just applied to your woo? So, okay. We've gone from the ace to the 4 in a week. True. We've made progress, folks. We jumped 3 whole cards. Jillian, ugh. You know what I love? Y'all start out all apathetic, all miserly about the card that we pulled, and then by the end, it'll all make sense. Oak Mama says, I like. All right, so while we're looking at this, let me get our melanated. Can't be leaving that one behind. Maybe this will brighten it up a little bit. We get a little extra color in the melanated classic. TK Tech. I promise I can speak. TCAT says, oh, it is the master bank manager. At least that's how I see this. Interesting. It can be, can't it? So here is our melanated classic. Is this lighting okay? I have the window open and it's a little bit bright. So let me know if you think it's too bright, because I can always close the window and kind of dim the light a little bit. So let me know what you think. All right, so let's get some, oops, all right. First thoughts on what the 4 of Pentacles typically means to you. And as you know, as we progress, I'll go ahead and move this closer and we'll take a much closer look, deep dive into the cards and the symbols in the cards. So Kristen says, for stability, hold on to and invest your resources. Donna said this may be appropriate for Black Friday. Okay, you guys, remember how I said I pulled the Ace of Coins? So I pulled 3 cards this morning. The 4 of Coins was also in my spread today. This was what not to do today. Well, clearly I'm a rebel because I did the exact opposite of what the tarot told me to do. It's like, don't pull the 4 of Coins. And look what I did. Okay, anyway, moving back on to you guys. Jenna says, save when you want to spend. Simon said, the more we get, the more we want. You know, that's often true, isn't it? Elizabeth says, stable, cautious, protective, resources, boundaries, saving. Kristen says, keep your gifts in mind on the head, in your heart, before the chest, and to hold you up under the feet. Okay, I like that. Talent, says Rose. Mine all mine, says Jackie. Jonathan says, the 4 of Pence represent our need to hold on to what is ours, our possessions, property, money, and anything that we own. It also represents blockages, inflexibility, gain, greed, and being closed off. White Tree Tarot says, yes, this guy definitely looks prepared to self-isolate. Hi, Nancy. Mindy says, clinging onto people or things that give you a sense of security. Yes. Simon, the need for a more contented future. And parsimonious. That's a good word. Stephanie, 4 of Coins was in my spread today as well. See, it's coming up. I mean, it's that time of year when we all start spending a lot of money. If only I would have gotten this card about a week ago before I went nuts on Amazon and Etsy. Aspasia Rising says, it's stability, grounding, maintenance of status before a charge. Pamela, thinking of someone in the White House. I get what you're saying there. Not wanting to leave. That's not a political leaning. It's just a statement of, I think, fairly obvious fact. Simon, can be too driven by our wants and desires, right? And often for the material too. Mallory, be mindful of how much of yourself you give away to others. Interesting. I'm thinking about my card for the day. I'm gonna now you guys are gonna help me with my reading for today, I think. Simon says 4 is stability too. So holding on to resources to ensure stability. Yes. Robin says, hi, Robin, by the way, Toadstool Tarot. Remember, it's better to give than to receive. Kristen says, investing in yourself. Jonathan says, think of Ebenezer Scrooge from A Christmas Carol. The focus here is on me, myself, and I. It can be. Sometimes it needs to be, but sometimes it's in a negative, potentially selfish way, right? Jody, I agree. It came a little late. Massive shopping spree this week, right? Yeah. Although my card is telling me not to do this. So maybe that means I can spend all the money today. Maybe that's what I get to do. Elizabeth, as you move into the future, you'll have to decide whether you'd like to stay where you are or use your foundation to continue building. Yes. Simon, try not to be too distracted by your desires, right? I mean, it's, you know, all this energy going into holding on to these coins, right? Tamitha, hello. You'll be starting from the first one again. You know, I'd like to think the play dates are timeless. I just recommend people don't go rewatch The World. I was really sick that time. You know, you might want to skip that one. Oak Mama says, he's a king, so he's not only holding on to his own, but the resources of his community. Ooh, I like that. Aspasia says, it's definitely an interesting card as we are in gift giving and spending mode, both financially and indulging in food. Oh, I did do that yesterday. Yeah, we did a little. I ate lots of mashed potatoes, my favorite Thanksgiving food. Sue says, settling into saving and security. Kristen, sometimes when other people aren't respecting your boundaries or taking too much from you, it's good to be selfish. Yes, and I think there's a lot of negativity that surrounds that word when other people don't like the boundaries that we're setting, right? But that is probably a whole topic. Oak Mama will be hanging out with Advent calendars. Longman Tarot, Richard, as he is sitting on a stage, he reminds me of a magician assistant holding a target for a crossbow stunt, using money as protection. Well, I completely forgot to highlight comments today. All right, we'll do that going forward. I'll start with Richard. Oh, look, see, we can play this game. I could do this. Let's hit that thumbs up for Ebenezer. That's cute. Jonathan, the esoteric title of this card is Lord of Earthly Power. Okay, I'm going to have to hold these high for this comment. Lord of Earthly Power, the title and general appearance, as well as the aspects of control and power of the four echoes parts of the Emperor, ruler of the material realm. Interesting. And then, did I miss something up here? I think I said this one, settling into saving and security from Sue. All right, so I think we've got a lot of good general meanings already, although we're moving fairly quickly through this card, but I want to take you up close and personal with the symbols. Oh yeah, this is true. Sometimes we need to rein it in. It depends on the context, definitely. He wears a crown, which may be in reference to the Emperor. Yes. All right, so let's take a nice close-up look of this guy. So obviously there's not a ton going on in the sky there, but I want you to be able to get a nice good look at his expression. Is he content and is he sad? Is he just Scrooge face? And all of that village or town or city behind him. And it's interesting too, you know, we get a lot of that stability here from the structure that he sits on as well. Here's a nice close-up look of the melanated, just to bring a little something different to you here. I'm sorry. Shaky. I love the expression on that face. That to me is a much more pensive rather than cranky look, I feel like. All right, let's see what you guys thought. Whoa, it's been a while since we've had a dropsies. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying here. Mindy's quoting Snoop Dogg, with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. That's definitely happening. So Simon's bringing some symbols for us. So the town in the background, it's sometimes good to move away from the crowd in order to be able to hone one's own talents and develop skills. Yeah, so sometimes it's important to get away so that you really can conserve those resources or harness the resources, depending on how you want to approach that. Kristen said he looked satisfied. Yeah, he looks pleased with his coins. So let's see here. Stephanie said, in my reading, I think he was reminding me to use restraint so that I can become stable enough so that I can be generous without worrying about it. That's a good point as well, right? You never want it to get to the point where it becomes stress and an obligation and loses its meaning, right? Elizabeth is noticing the town. Yeah, it's really easy to focus on this character that's right, or this, you know, well, character good enough, who's right at the front of this card, and this kind of just blurs into the background. Pamela's noticing a resolute expression. Sue says his expression seems quite calm and in charge. Neima's noticing that the 2 coins on the ground are near the edge, right? So it looks like if he like just kicked his feet back and sideways, off they'd go. Bye-bye coins. Jonathan says the 4 is a structured number and pentacles are of the earth element. So bringing in the numerology and element associations here. So you have yourself a very stubborn person. 4 of Pence manifests as the miser, the hard worker, control freak, and hoarder. All right, Simon, just bringing us back to the symbols. Thank you, Simon. Negative aspects, egotism, boastfulness, thinking you are king. Positive, one is king, a master of your own realm. All right, so that crown can be that crown can be good, or sometimes you need to take that sucker off. Susie says, this is the first town I have seen that looks like skyscrapers, very modern feel, right? When we think about when this deck was created, right? Aspasia says, if you view the Fool's journey about finding balance through experience, this is the card before the dreaded 5 of Pentacles. Just saying, right? So we held on too tightly that we end up losing things, right? And those coins end up slipping off the edge. And says, in the UK, we say, look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. So keep an eye on the smaller things so that the bigger things follow. Is that kind of what that means, Anne? T-Cat, 4 of Pence is about saving your energy. This could mean money, time, or your own mental strength. This card can also make a person resist the change so that new things can't enter your life. Okay, I got it. Robin's going to make me sing again. It's like you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to hold them. Wait, know when to fold them. I don't know how it goes, but you know, what's that? Willie Nelson? Is that right? Let's see here. Donna, doing what's best for yourself by separating from the crowd, right? Which was Simon was kind of talking about too with that city symbology there. Shane, not sure if it's been said, running around for work. But those arm positions call out to me. Very easily, they could spin it to be upside down. Oh, so taking that coin and literally, whoop. So what do you think that means? Flipping the pentacle upside down. Interesting observation, Shane. Hi, Emily. Nice to see you. We got a rap country debate going on here now. Okay, so Simon's talking to us now about the stone block here, a symbol of the material, the earth, and the 4 points of the compass, the task of finding your place in the world. Ooh. I was thinking ahead to the questions there for a moment. Interesting. Kenny Rogers. Thank you. Not Willie Nelson. Know when to walk away, know when to run. Hi, Myrna. Nice to see you. Jonathan, when the 4 of Pence shows up, it talks about control and power, needing to be the one calling the shots. The focus will be about how things affect you. So that's kind of like bringing that crown back into it too, right? And says in the trumps associated with the devil and the sun, cause for thought. Yeah, I mean, this could be like money can either bring us great joy or great misery, right? So if we hold on too tightly, I'm still binge watching Schitt's Creek, which I feel like is so appropriate for this. I just love that show. Oh my gosh. Hi, Sean. You're not late. It's fashionably late. It's fine. That makes sense with the city in the background, as Aspasia said. With the task of the finding your place in the world, is that the comment you were referring to? That makes sense. All right, am I caught up? I think I am. Yeah, it's so good. Okay, I don't mean to digress, but like last night I burst into tears watching David and Patrick. And if you haven't seen the show, I won't say more than that, but nobody spoil it for me because that was just like the moment. It was so sweet. Okay, back to the 4 of Pence. Oh, clarity is a blessing. The danger is associating where you are with who you are. If Pence equals reality, the man is stuck by, or / bound by it. The situation that reality is on his mind, heart, and under his feet. Interesting. Very introspective there. The danger is associating where you are with who you are, right? And what you have with who you are, right? That's interesting. Thank you, Elle. Money makes the world go round. Jonathan, like the Two of Swords, the Four of Pence blocks people out, preferring money and material items to the company of people. Robin, are you still singing? I'm not quite sure. I feel like you're bringing in lots of song titles. Thank you, Astasia. Yes, it was simply the best. Simply. Mallory, I've always wondered about the placement of the pentacles in this card. Why one on the head, one close to the torso, and why one under each foot? Actually, we had somebody talk about that earlier. Oh, shoot, if only I could find that comment. But if you, I know it was here, something about the feet. I might need whoever that was to bring that comment back if you know. I'm sorry, I forgot who said it. I'm looking. I can't find it. But earlier, just a little bit early in the chat, somebody was like, okay, this is kind of what it means, each part, and I don't know why I don't remember it, but clearly I'm having a day. Wait for the second, simply the best. I have no idea what you're saying, Simon. I guess I should have realized when it was in all capitals. All right, Aspasia says, it seems the placement of the coins creates stability, right? So yeah, and I think that's a lot of what the under of the feet part is too. No, it's okay, Mallory. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Usually I can remember who kind of said what, but Kristen says, don't depend on capitalistic message that happiness comes from owning new decks. Well, I don't know about that. Okay. Did I make it through these? We're going to start answering our questions here pretty soon. Elizabeth said, I just read that there are only two figures besides the king and queen wearing a crown. It's the Four of Pentacles and the dead king in death. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess you're right. There aren't really others that do. Tina Turner saying about Deutschmarks or dollars. American Express will do nicely, thank you. You know, or it's like when you think about like the Christmas song, the one where she just wants all the things, right? She wants a new car. She wants a ring. I don't know why I can't remember the song at the moment. Maybe I need coffee. Maybe that's it. One to keep moving, one on head, future plan, Pals Tarot Tent. Happiness is a new deck, says Oak Mama. All right, Anne, we'll see you in a minute. Mallory said, Elizabeth, that's really interesting. It makes me think of the Four of Pentacles in the After Tarot, which shows death coming for this king, if I remember correctly. Ooh, that's interesting. Santa baby. Thank you. Thank you, Oak Mama. Yes. I won't start singing it, though, because then I'll just go down a whole nother rabbit hole. Yes, 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 yes. That's one song I know quite well, and it just went flying right out of my head under pressure. T-Cat says, this card can also mean someone clinging on to security and having a very conservative point of view of life. Four of Pentacles energy is also kind of slow, making someone very stubborn. It definitely can be. Robin says it's time to go shopping with the holidays. Tina saying Santa baby? Did she? So true, Donna. You can't take it with you, right? I mean, you can leave it behind if you care enough to do that, but. All right, are we about ready to start looking at some alternative Fours of Pentacles and answering some of our questions? So I don't know if I have anybody brand new today, but if I do, the way that I do this is I randomly select 5 decks from my collection prior to Tarot Playdate, and I'm rotating through all of my decks, and then we use those to dive into more symbology and answer our questions. So the first one that I have today is the Dreaming Way Tarot, which is always a little funky sometimes. Shane is ready for alternatives. What time do you have to go to work, Shane? Like, do you usually have to be there at noon? Is that right? Okay, let's see what we got here for our Four of Pentacles. See what you think about this energy. Is it the same or is it different? This is a trimmed copy of this, by the way, that I won from Julie over at Peekaboo Rose a long time ago. So this is what this one looks like. I'll give you a nice close-up look of it too. We still see a bit of that city in the background, don't we? So what do you think about this one? Does it bring a different energy? we've got, oh, so let's see, Eartha Kitt, Madonna, and Taylor Swift all sang Santa Baby. And so did, oh my gosh, the woman in, what is with my brain today? Ally McBeal. What's her name? Flockhart. Callista Flockhart. She sang it in Ally McBeal. I remember it because I had the Ally McBeal Christmas special. If that is not a blast from the 90s, I don't know what is. Let's see. What do you guys think here? Holding the coin in the same way that Shane commented on. So Aspasia is noticing that, right? That, like, it is interesting that there's this kind of interesting way of holding this coin in these cards. I don't know. I have to keep mimicking it because I do find it really interesting. Jillian says, ooh, I really want this deck. White Tree Tarot noticed that the sitting position is not so stable. He has to balance those pentacles. Let's see. Oh, Michael Bublé also sang Santa Baby. Oh, that's right. That's a good one too. Elizabeth, this looks like she is caring about her pentacles instead of watching and protective of them. So does this card give you a more nurturing vibe then? Is that what you kind of see? Do you have the Ally McBeal Christmas CD too? I mean, The River, sung by Robert Downey Jr. Come on. All right. Rose says, Four of Pentacles makes me think of resources like energy and time and talents, not capital. Two of those pets are in a rude spot. You know, I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Rose, and needing to keep those things to ourselves for now. So back to kind of thinking of resources like energy and time and talents, not capital, and keeping those things to ourselves. Yeah, we have to be protective of our resources sometimes. We have more people singing Santa Baby, Bernadette Peters as well. The Four of Swords is a rest card. This is a different, I mean, this to me has a very different vibe than what we see here. This just feels this feels more earthy, and this feels more materialistic, I guess, but just when I compare the two. Now, you guys are going to make me want to binge watch Ally McBeal when I'm done with this today, maybe while I'm putting up my Christmas decorations. Kristen says, it looks like one is bouncing up into their crotch. Am I the only one that sees that? Nope, you weren't the only one. I think somebody else mentioned. Yes, Robin. See, I'm probably behind in the chat, but that's my favorite song on that album. T-Cat says she sits on her money, being careful that the money doesn't run out, right? Kristen says it looks here like the pentacles are moving or more dynamic. Okay, name. So this is a script. Mom, do you think I ship money? Kid, well, as depicted in the Dreaming Way Tarot, you can. You know, I see what you're saying. That's funny. Okay, that's funny. Aspasia says this card seems more protective and less greedy. Yes, I agree. Oopsie, it jumped on me. Trying to manage all the pentacles, but struggling. Yeah. All right, Sue. Oh, wait. Patrice, the pentacles look like they'll float away like balloons if he or she lets them go, holding on to them so they don't float away. Yeah, I love the earthy feel of the stability. Like the ground, let me hide that. So like the ground that they're on there, I don't know. It's like in that, like the cuffs of the pants rolled up, like they're just like really connecting with the earth in this particular version of the card. Now, I cannot remember. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, stay, stay. Okay, I can't remember if this book addresses the artwork or not. Nope, it's just keywords and stuff. All right, never mind. All right, let's see here. They aren't royalty. Yeah, we don't have the crown on the head. Here, this is a much more down-to-earth person, more like the rest of us normal folk, you know. It's like the Bible story about hiding your talent under a bushel. Is you referring to those coins down there? Okay, so shall we ask our first question or answer our first question? So this is going to be a good one here. So this one was from Simon. Why do we follow certain patterns, and what can we do to break them if they no longer serve us? Oh, this is actually good. Let's think about this for a minute. So I had an instant thought that I'm going to share with you while you guys bring me your thoughts. But the first thing is there's security and safety in those old patterns. We recognize them. They feel comfortable. That doesn't mean, as you can see, we might be hanging on to them so tightly in a way that perhaps they don't serve us. But it's that comfort, right? It's like, okay, this I know, this I understand. Even if it's not good for me, it's, you know, people often say the devil you know versus the devil you don't, right? The change is scary. So that's kind of the first thing that sort of comes to mind as why we hold on to them. Now, how can we let them go? Interesting. So let me hear your thoughts. Oh, Ishi's here. Feet on the coins and the pence, to me, is symbolic of the elements. The one of the head, symbolic of the spirit. So when you think about the coins that are down here and the one up on the head, what about the one next to the body? Is that the body, maybe? So if you think about like body, mind, and spirit or things like that. White Tree Tarot said, yes, in this card, it looks like she has grown those pentacles, not just got them somewhere by doing business. Yeah, I guess that's true. Donna says, this reminds me of my friend who is a small farmer, constantly juggling finances and tasks. All right, so now we're getting into answering the question. We follow a pattern because we do what we know. Exactly. Patrice says, we just have to loosen our hold on those things. And the things that no longer serve us, usually we know. We may not always want to admit it, but usually we know what they are. Kristen says, that's what I was going to say. They provide security, a known, though toxic, stability. Yes. Oak Mama says, we can let go if we trust that we have what we need. We are enough, right? So keeping in mind that we're not going to be destitute if we let go of the things that no longer serve us. And in fact, that makes way. And what I think I like about this particular card is we can see, again, sort of that nature and that growth aspect when answering this question. So letting go of those things allows for new things to grow in their place. All right, let's see here. Aspasia says, yes, the Four of Pentacles really handily answers both questions. Routine is security and sometimes healthy. Holding on to patterns that aren't useful often comes out of fear and is unhealthy, like in that fear of letting go, right? It's like, what's going to happen to this coin if I let it go, right? Sue says she's protecting the heart. Maybe she lowers that coin to let something new into her heart, right? So maybe this one right here, maybe we need to turn it around, like Shane said, right? Jonathan said, the focus will be about how things affect you. Can you turn this into something that can be beneficial? How can you make this work in your favor? Let's see. White Tree Tarot says, try out something new. Start with small changes. Maybe we can try out a new chair and it can turn out to be more comfortable than balancing on pentacles. You know, I mean, this does look a little wobbly, doesn't it? Kristen says, the ones she is sitting on are good, provide real stability. Okay, I just said they look wobbly, but you know, the one under her arm looks like it's difficult to hold on to. Yeah, that could really like slip out from under that elbow any moment. Aspasia said that coin is definitely not centered on her body, but over her heart. That's an interesting observation. Pals Tone, we are afraid we will forget. So if we let go, are we afraid that we will forget things that do matter? Is that kind of what you mean by that? Broken Marge Richard. Usually it says Leanne where it says broken keyboard. Oh, well, it's nice to have you here listening. And she says, Four of Pens can represent clinging comfortability. Obsessing on what you may lose will prevent you from experiencing the joy of what you have. Or question mark, it could. So what do you think, Simon? Did we answer your question? How are we doing over here? Hopefully good. All right, well, let me know if you have any other thoughts on that. I'm going to take a sip of coffee and we'll get our second deck. We are moving right along here today. Today is my day after play date. I'm going to work up the energy to put up all my Christmas decorations and get this place looking a little festive. Anyone see this card in a COVID context? I'm not sure. Kristen said, or maybe that coin is over the solar plexus. Use wisdom. T-Cat said, we follow them because we're so used to them. The way this person sits on the pens and doesn't even notice them anymore. The question is scrolling at the bottom of the screen here, Patrice. Can you see that? So this one was, why do we follow certain patterns and what can we do to break them if they no longer serve us? And then Jillian said, oh, we had a few more questions here. Or answers here. We are too busy dealing with life and daily struggles trying to balance the finances. Pentacles give me spinning plate vibes. They often do, don't they? Jonathan, are you making a stable decision and really taking into account the practicality of the issue? Do the patterns serve to stabilize you or do they keep you trapped? And then Donna, maybe this is an inheritance, physical or psychological, she would rather not have gotten. Oh, that's okay, Patrice. I just want to make sure you could see it because otherwise I could pop it back up. Neem says, when we make the choice, we bear the responsibility for the outcomes. When things change out of your control, we feel like a victim. Make the choice, comfort, growth, or tower. You know, that's really true. When we can take responsibility for the choices and recognizing that the patterns that we are following are things that we're choosing, then that gives us the power to choose something different. Okay, so next up, I have the Slow Tarot. I feel like it's been a bit since this has made an appearance here on Playdate. Let's see, where do I want to put that? I'm trying to remember. I'm going to take a quick look at her book. Yeah, I think she does talk about. No, not in the minors so much. Okay. All right, let's get her. This one brings Santa baby vibes back to me. I'm just going to tell you that. Okay, here we go. So this is the Four of Pentacles in our Slow Tarot. So I think we definitely get a different vibe than we got from this one, don't we? All right, let me give you a nice close-up look here. She is all decked out. Spinning coins. The expression on her face is really something to me. What do you think? All right, we had a few more answers to the last. Oop, let me turn that off here for a second. There we go. Taking responsibility empowers us too. Yes, it does, Aspasia. And Kristen said, don't sit on your toxic behaviors. That's also a good point. And now you see them, now you don't. It does. It looks like she's just going to like do a quick little magic trick and those coins are going to be gone. This is the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. So this was a Kickstarter deck. I did not do the Kickstarter, but then I think she sells it on Etsy. These are the backs, by the way. You can see that. It's on a linen cardstock. So if you see some texture in the card, that's what you're saying. I really like the cardstock, actually. Leanne says, love, love, love this. Donna asks, do the different colors of the coins, is that significant, right? So here we see we have different coins, each representing a little something different, perhaps. Does anyone watch Peaky Blinders? She reminds me of Polly. I do not, but I've heard about it. T-Cat says she looks like a trickster. Oh, you put your niece down. Such a good uncle, Chris. Are they poker chips? Potentially. She does look like maybe she's going to go play a game of poker. And she looks like she's going to win based on that expression on her face, doesn't she? Hi, V. Oh, you're trying to learn this card now. Well, this works out perfectly then, doesn't it? Oh, welcome back, Chris. I was trying to highlight. It does look like a sleight of hand trick, Robin. Yep, now you see it, now you don't. Manipulating resources. So that's how we start to get into the meaning of our Four of Pentacles. Yes, yes, yes. She does have all of that bling. Is it bringing, so I see we're all kind of catching on to this bit of a, looks like she's doing a bit of sleight of hand here. Susie says, looks like the coins are an illusion to me. Oh, now that's really diving deep. What if these material things and the coins and all of this stuff that we're hanging on to is an illusion, right? And when you, if you think about money, right, it's something that we all as humans have placed value on, but they're really just objects, right, that we have determined are valuable, sort of like tarot decks, you know? Kristen says if they are poker chips she is taking to the table, she's going to use them to tip her hand. Interesting. Donna notes, easy to let it all slip through her fingers, right? So if she doesn't balance them just so, off they go, rolling under that bed. L, is security an illusion? I think oftentimes it is, or it's something that we build around ourselves thinking that it's safety, but when really either we're walling ourselves off or we're not really fully engaging in things or in life. Aspasia, this looks more like a more cunning card, a warning against materialism. Yes, Jonathan, this is from the Slow Tarot. White Tree Tarot, something in her attitude tells me she is sure she can buy everything. Everything has a price. Like, come here and I will give you these shiny coins. Yes. Right? Or, yeah, everything has a price. Other thoughts, general thoughts on this card. Are we ready to tackle the question? Let me know your thoughts, but in the meantime, I'll go get that one up. Okay, so whoopsie. So this one, this could be a fun one to answer. So from Oak Mama, we have, how can we make the most of the rest of 2020? Well, right off the bat, when I think about this card in the context of that question, I think maybe we need to have a little fun. I don't know. She looks like she's going to have a good time. She might be a little devious. She might be playing a bit here with her coins. Maybe it's like relax and just have a little bit of a good time. Oh, Jenna says again, bitch is calling me out. Oh, I can't wait to hear more about this, Jenna. Chris says she seems to be wearing all of her riches, have it all on her. She's clinging tight onto everything she has for fear of losing it. Oh, that's a very interesting observation. And Spacia says, yes, security is an illusion. Elle, wise beyond her years. Isn't she, though? I mean, Naomi, hello. All right, so how do we want to answer this question? How can we make the most of the rest of 2020? So we can look at this a couple ways. We can do kind of, my initial thought was like, maybe we need to have a little fun, or maybe we need to relax about money. I'm trying to think. So as we move into the holiday season, again, we often are all tempted to spend a lot of coins. So either if we can afford it, I would say maybe have a little fun. But be wise. See, even Robin here is, you know, spend your resources wisely, right? Don't lose the coins. And then also too, like, think about what's real, right? What do you really have versus what might be an illusion? I'm just throwing random thoughts out there. I'm not sure I'm doing very good tarot reading at the moment, but throwing out lots of thoughts. Jenna says, let the chips fall where they may. True. So Chris says, okay, so she, back to after she seems to be wearing all of her riches, which is a mistake because one, she isn't investing in getting the most out of her stuff, and two, she looks silly. Is she overdoing it? So I don't know if you know this old saying, but it's like when it comes to accessories, like you get dressed, you put on accessories, and then you're supposed to take like X number of things off. Like 1 or 2 items should then come back off after you're done accessorizing. It's called the edit. Right? Jonathan says, while you can cling to our material world, or we can realize that we are spiritual beings and our material things are just that, things. Let's dive deeper into our spiritual sides. So to answer the question on making the best of the rest of 2020, Spagia says, I see this card as a reminder that material things are temporary and we should learn the lessons of 2020 and recognize what's important. Ooh, yes. Less is more is boring. You know, sometimes, says those in the tarot community. Robin asks, how invested are you in your future? That's okay, Emily. You know, sometimes life happens. Jenna, Leo, my life. You guys know how to make this fun. I can tell you that for sure. So think about where you're spending your resources and do so wisely is sort of, I think, the crux of what everybody is saying here. The edit. I think that's the answer to the question. Remember to perform the edit. Chris, I'm so much wiser than I realized. Thank you for pulling something meaningful out of my ramblings. I appreciate that very much. Yes, accessories can be excessive. Anne says, just revel in what you have in 2020. Who knows what 2021 will bring, right? Jonathan says the 4 coins are the colors of the 4 elements. That's interesting and talks about stability. Oh, true, right? We have that well-roundedness there. Kristen, oops, just bought a $60 tarot deck. Kristen's not listening to this card today. Okay, moving right along. All right, we are 2 decks in. All right, this next one is probably going to take us in a different direction if I were to venture a guess. Oh, wait, we have more answers. T-Cat, have some fun and not be so scaredy cat. No one knows the future for sure, and we will resist all fun and spontaneity. We may lose some great experiences, you know? So I guess if you can afford to play with the coins, play with the coins. And if you can't, don't. She's indoors as opposed to the first 2 cards. That's true. That's very true. All right, let me turn that question off. Oakmom, I hope we answered. They. I hope everyone here except for me answered your question for you. All right, so our next one here is the Rain Coast Tarot by Christoph James. This is a borderless limited edition that I have here. Let me grab the 4 of Pentacles. Well, this will be a fun one to talk about, I think. See what y'all think about this. What do you think about, this is the backs of this particular edition. Tell me what you think about this one. A little unique and different. Well, that's interesting. I say about some things in the cards, in this card. Oh, look, who's that hiding? There is a lot going on in this card. What do you think? I mean, evokes something different, right? Yeah, it is complex. I have found that with Christoph's decks, he definitely gets into some complex imagery. There's a lot going on. I remember we had this deck when we looked at the Devil card, and that was really interesting as well. Susie says they look hypnotized. Simon spotted a Buddha. Is that there? Wait, there. There. Is that the Buddha? And then we have the cross. The woman in the man's beard where it's her hair. But it's interesting here. We have, you know, somebody working here. There's just a lot going on there. The cobbler's children have no shoes, question mark. What the frack? There is a lot going on in this card. Mindy says this card kind of creeps me out. Where are the pentacles? Are they the people? Well, they could be the people, or they could be, I guess there are 4 people in here. Okay, I have the little book. Is he? No, I don't have a little book for this. What am I saying? That's too bad. Then I could read from that. So let's see. Chris noticed the crucifix right away. This card has so many messages and so many layers. Yes, yes, yes. What the heck is going on in this card? Grumpy looking sunflowers, right? So our sunflowers have faces. I still find that, like, what is that little guy in the back? Like, focus. Like, what is going on back there? His elf has escaped for a cig break. Maybe that's what it is. That pick another deck. No, okay, so here's what I want to focus on here. Yes, Raincoast Tarot. I really like the idea, though, that there's work happening. Now, I would say, like, throughout this deck, he has sort of kind of, a lot of times he'll have these people kind of on the outside, but we have something sort of happening on the outside and something happening on the inside. So tell me what you think. More stuff going on outside, or much more interesting stuff going on outside the workshop. And maybe he's so focused on what he's doing inside, he doesn't see all this magical stuff that's happening outside his window. Jonathan said the beard woman mix is what I saw first. Oh, sorry, I didn't see somebody ask about which deck this was again. Thank you. Aspasia says it has like an Eight of Pentacles vibe to me. I agree. I think that's very, that's something I kind of picked up on as well. This is the dream that makes you cut out cheese in the evening. Or ice cream, right? Apparently ice cream right before you go to sleep can trigger some very crazy dreams. It'll be interesting when we go to try to answer this question. Jonathan says, it looks like we're looking through a telescope at the scene, right? With the way that we have sort of this sort of round frame to the art. Yeah, I see that. Now, yeah, he is, let's see, he's making shoes. I'm like staring at this going, we have flowers growing out of the hair here. So do we get that same sense with this particular card here? Do we get that same sense of stability? Ooh, what do we have from Kristen here? So the guy on the outside looks like wealthy nobility, and the people inside are the working poor. So we're seeing a disparity in resources there. Ooh, that's interesting. There is no book. I might have a PDF somewhere, but I don't have it on me, that's for sure. But that's a good observation, Kristen. Chris says there is a stark difference between the people inside who seem more normal, with massive speech marks, by the way, and the people outside who seem very eccentric. Don't know how this says Four of Pence, though. Yeah, I'm kind of as stumped as the rest of you. Can someone please explain this card to me, says Jillian. My head hurts. Can somebody please call Christoph and ask him to come in here so that he can explain this card to us? Simon, you really connect with these decks. What do you think? What are we missing? Are those cracks in the wall or dead vines? Also down here below, it does look like it's some kind of, it looks like plant life to me, but I could be wrong. Lisa Dom, hi. I'm not sure I followed that. I think we had a keyboard slip there. Oh, stability means different things to different people. Don't compare yourself to others to gauge your own normal. Ooh, there you go. Way to dive in, Al. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. When you see why this just makes so much sense. Look at our question from our Jennifer Ball. What can we do to keep boredom at bay? We can pull this card and try and figure it out. That'll keep you from getting bored, won't it? All right, let's see what you say here. Christoph is working on the ebook now. Hopefully he'll have it available soon. His Pentacle cards stump me. I have to admit, Patrice, this is the one suit that gets me as well in this deck, for sure. So thank you for mentioning that. The flowers in the red hair equals 4. Oh, I see like a few more than that, I think. But I like where you were going with that. CCat says, could it be the same couple and see their reality outside their bubble? Oh, interesting. So maybe this is them on the inside, but if they were to let go and let loose, then they would become these people, perhaps? Simon says, I see people all striving for some stability through work, toil, religion. Okay, that's also very helpful. Thank you. And what else said? Oh, my chat just jumped. When you were trying to say inside, oh, inside their reality, outside their bubble. Okay, I think I finally ended up getting there. Anne says the most significant and affluent figure seems to be the chap outside, or the ones inside having to strive towards the success with this card. Interesting. And then Neem says, at L, I'm really realizing that normal is an opinion, not a fact. Very true. Very subjective. Yes. Figures this card is for your question. T-Cat says, this is a picture about what will come if COVID quarantine keeps on going. Everyone looks grumpy and no one cuts their beard or hair anymore. Oh no, that's not good. That's funny. Normal like time is a social construct. So many things are though. So seriously, yeah, find challenges for yourself. That's actually a great point. So we pulled this card, which is extremely challenging for us to interpret. So challenging yourself, finding a way to grow or look at things differently that you wouldn't normally gravitate to might be a way to keep some boredom at bay. I like that. Kristen, work, observe, do your hair, enjoy nature, spiritual activities, take up a hobby. Yes. The people outside look ill. Look at their faces. I mean, yeah, they're looking a little flushed or something. That's for sure. The girl in the beard is really causing me trauma. Does that help, Mendy? Long-haired, skinny-eyed toe. Hello. This is a Four of Pentacles. You wouldn't necessarily know it by looking at it, but that is our card for the week. Oak Mama, my answer. Try as best as possible to recreate stability with the resources at hand. Right? And don't be traumatized when you see things that you don't understand. Patrice says, I guess it's time to laugh at things we don't understand or laugh with, right? B says, maybe what you work for won't be what you think. Ooh, that's interesting too. They need sun. She is a long-haired, skinny-eyed toe. Oh, goodness. All right. I'll set you free from that card. Take one of my last sips of coffee here. Hit the thumbs up for that crazy card. Please don't hit the thumbs down for that crazy card. All right. I'm going to bring you back to center. I'm going to bring us back to the present, something a little more based in reality, I think, with the, oops, let me turn off that. With the This Might Hurt Tarot, one of my favorites. Bring that down. Okay. See, Kat, I think you cracked this card. Robin said, Jennifer, keep boredom at bay by buying this deck. Well, you know, it could work. It really could work. I'm so glad you brought a question to us, and you brought the perfect question to us, Jenna, for that particular card. All right, so this is going to be much more reminiscent of our original. I'm over-organizing myself. Okay. Now, she does have a book, too, which might be fun, but come on. All right, so here, for those of you who have not seen, this is the backs of the This Might Hurt Tarot. And here is our Four of Pentacles. So this might feel a little more comforting to bring you back to what you know. Bring you back to stability. Yes, Elle. So here is our businessman. Now, he doesn't have the coin on his head. His coin's somewhere else. I don't know if that matters to anybody here. What do you think about that? Neem. Love this deck. It's a go-to deck. Jenna, are you going to go like look at that card? Like, seriously now? Oakman said, I think the hairy couple in the garden is where the hard workers want to be. The goal, happy place to get them through the hard times. Referring to this hairy couple, not in this card. Aspasia says he looks greedy, kind of a more negative view of the meaning. Yeah, he's certainly holding on tightly. You know, and oftentimes in the business world, especially like, you know, it's like here when we see like the city skyline, like I'm picturing right here like a Wall Street stock trader Somebody earlier said banker, right? So somebody who's dealing with money probably in their professional life and in their personal life. And sometimes that can make things very difficult to balance and can cause a lot of stress. He looks stressed to me. Have a rude comment. Oh, I mean, I get why. I get why, Chris. Kristen says, it looks like he leans backward. If he leans backward, he will fall off the building. Like managing his money is getting too stressful. Yes, exactly. Very Wall Street, says Susie. Wall Street says name. Businessman looks a bit squatty and constipated. Yeah, that pentacle reminds me of Moriarty. I don't know who that is or what that is. I'm assuming it's a who. Yes, we have a crotch pentacle. Yes, we do. There are those revolving hands again around the center coin. Isn't that interesting? So now that's going to be something that do you think people look for? Does anybody know if that has any particular context with the exact way that that coin is being held? White Tree Tarot, his sitting position is a bit dangerous. It looks like he is sitting on the roof and could fall down if he doesn't sit still and hold tight. Exactly. Or, those pentacles, if they get too heavy, can throw him off balance and tip him backwards, right? Elle says the size of that pentacle. He thinks a lot of himself. Uh-huh. Sherlock Holmes nemesis. Oh, that's who Moriarty is. Okay, I gotcha. The change in perspective with the flip of the pentacle. Okay, yes, that makes sense. Jonathan, I think that pentacle hit him in the family jewels, and that's why he's so scrunched. I mean, it can't be comfortable. Ishii says, hand position makes me think of the Wheel of Fate. Okay, that's interesting. Like turning that like we would the Wheel of Fortune and relating it to that. Ooh, interesting. Or he doesn't think a lot of himself and is hiding his masculinity behind his wealth. Now that's interesting. Neem, it's like cradling the pentacle like you cradle a baby. Very secure and protective. Don't flip the baby over though, right? I'm interested to see if she addresses kind of the positioning of these pentacles. Let's see what it says here. So she does have sort of this one particular view because she has a title of this card is the Miser. Oh, wait. This is the This Might Hurt Tarot, Richard. Aspasia says his precarious position, money is a precarious thing. Too much energy into making and holding on to it can be unhealthy, creating an imbalance. Yes, yes, yes. That pentacle is his sports car, his midlife crisis. All right, so this is a card about your relationship to your possessions, time, and money. This man has his pentacles, and no one's taking them from him. No way, no how. A beautiful city beckons him from the background, but he is too dedicated to his earthly things to move. Oh, that's interesting. So rather than getting away from the city, he's refusing to explore the city in this particular interpretation, which is kind of interesting. I hadn't thought about that before. It's good to be prudent with resources, but are you hoarding at your own expense? Does your attachment to your earthly goods prevent you from engaging in the experience that makes life great? It's time to ask yourself why you're being so tight-fisted. Maybe you've always been privileged, or maybe you know what scarcity feels like and you are terrified to let go or to go back. The only people who say money doesn't matter are people who've always had it, right? Regardless of the reason, this dynamic is holding you back. So that's really interesting. I'm not going to keep reading it, but this definitely kind of focuses on that one aspect more so than the stability and all of that. It's more about sort of that hoarding and whatnot. Yeah, this might hurt if you clutch your coins this way. True, Robin. Hi, Lucy. Hiding security behind a social facade or construct. TCAT notes he looks kind of unhappy with what he has. His shoes do look rather small. Oh, gosh. Trying to keep up with corporate pressures to make up for insecurities. All right, Ishii, 4 equals encouraged to cultivate mental resilience and stability, awareness of the negative thoughts and beliefs that are influencing you, strength to develop a positive state of mind. Yes, and yep, scarcity issues. All right, let's take a look at our 4th question here from Jonathan. How do we best prepare for 2021? I was having a thought, and it's interesting because I feel like even though this particular card kind of presents it in a negative slant, maybe we might need to hold on some pennies as we move into 2021. We're not out of this pandemic just yet, so we still need to conserve a bit. But then hopefully we won't have to do it all year long. What do you think? All right, so Kristen had noticed earlier on this card too, work means you can't enjoy the world, right? All work, no play. We know how that goes. So how do you think we should answer this question? How do we best prepare for 2021? Donna says, come down off that ledge. Kristen says, all work and no play makes Jonathan a very sad boy. Jonathan, haven't you been like kind of dealing with questions like this lately as far as like what to do about work? So maybe this is speaking to you on some level. Come down off the ledge. I like that. But also maybe it's one of the things that we've had to do, obviously, in 2020 is we've all had to sort of hunker down, right? Hunker down with what we have. Hold on really to, I mean, you guys have seen the meme of this exact card with the toilet paper rolls, right? So maybe we have to start thinking about lifting up and letting go of these things that we've been holding on so tightly so we can go explore the city in the background as soon as it's safe to do so, right? So maybe be thinking about what it's going to look like when we relax and let go of everything we've been having to kind of keep reined in and keep held on to. But let me see what y'all think about this. All right, so Chris said, don't hold too tightly onto what you have at the expense of what you could have for fear of losing everything. The people who take no risks are just as apt as the people who take too many risks. Very true. And in fact, I would say even a little bit more so, because no action always indicates nothing is going to happen. Whereas at least if you do something, there's that opportunity for positive change. But if you do nothing, then there's just always nothing. Elle says, weird. This is answering both how we make the most of 2020 and how best to prepare for the next year. Exactly. Susie, invest in yourself. Aspasia says, I think the card answers the question as the shadow side of the situation. Try to examine and let go of fears and insecurities. Robin says, put on your business suit and get ready to take care of business. Richard says, hold on to your resources. The UK leaves the EU, so perhaps stockpile. Oh, no. That's true. That's happening in 2021. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm really worried about what the postage costs are going to look like. Oak Mama says, manage time and resources wisely. Too much saving won't do community any good either. True, right? We have to be thinking about our economy. We never know what's around the corner, so mind those pennies. Lucy says, protect our health and our wealth. V, stop trying to control the things we can't. Let go, even just a little bit. Pal's ready to let the freak flag fly. Anne says, stability of wealth is powerful, but needs constant vigilance. Prepare for 2021. Oh, could you all hear him? He just let one meow out and then he was off again. Jillian says, let go of what you know and turn around to take in the view behind you. I mean, is it a play date anymore without a visit from TK? All right, Jonathan. I think we have lots of answers to your question. Okay, see, I'm always thinking I'm running like too far ahead, and then the last like 30 minutes of play date goes so fast. All right. My last deck is, I always love this because this is a collaborative deck. This is the 78 Tarot of the Legendary. Which is the mythical, 78 Mythical Tarot of the Legendary. So, big, beautiful cards. This is out of print. Sorry. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, and this is this art was actually done by Katie Welsh, who is kind of she does all of the, she coordinates all of the 78 Tarot collaborations. And here we go. I think this is a really cool card, actually. What do you think? The crystals. There's your smiling lizard, Elle. Now that's a really fun card. I don't know why, but I am freaking loving this Four of Pentacles right now. All right, so T-Cat earlier had said, now that the pandemic has been going so long, we may feel extra careful. Maybe we should loosen up a bit on the upcoming 2021 by still taking care of ourselves and others, but having hope for better. Yes. Yeah, bling, bling. How cool. I know, this is a really cool card. Why do I see crotches everywhere today? Not in this one. Like, she's got a belt, but it's just this tree creature thing. I don't know. Is she a tree without leaves? I will dive into the book, but I want to see any first impressions. So this, to me, I feel like this is a celebration of what she has. Like this, we had this kind of overly adorned human, but this overly adorned whatever this is, I'm kind of loving. Like crystals coming out of everywhere. She looks like she's dancing. She's wearing the pentacles rather than hoarding the pentacles. I don't know. There's something very celebratory about this for me. But also, you're going to have to take a picture of that card for me. Okay, remind me, and I totally will. Let's see here. Abundant resources showing up in many forms, says Patrice. Love the crystals. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about this card. Dryad, I think. Thank you, Jenna. This reminds me of Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Totally. I am Groot. They're hoarding so much they can barely move. Well, that's no fun, Chris, but also a very wise observation. Clearly, I just want to run around with crystals all over me. This is not enough. This one little crystal is just not enough. I need more. Is that a tree grounded as well? Yeah, I mean, we can't really see the very, very bottom, but it certainly looks somewhat rooted. It might be a root. Oh, I lost. Aspasia says, yes, a very positive vibe, enjoyment of abundance. Jillian also sees crotches everywhere today. Balance. Oh, maybe that's why I like it. Yeah, there's definitely this sense of balancing the resources, isn't there? Elle says, beacon of stability, finding stability in others for when you don't feel solid in your own mind. Ooh, I love it when you go deep, Elle. I just love it. How I wish that crystals would grow this way. Wouldn't it be exciting? She says, roots entwined with crystals, free to walk the earth, light, not dark, not underground. Naomi says, if you look in the bottom right corner, a branch is broken off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So then, oh wait, that's not even the bottom right. This one is, right? So these crystals are so heavy that it's breaking off pieces of our root creature. That's not good. Head full of thoughts about the coins. What was the question? Haven't asked it yet. We're still just viewing the card here, but we will here in just a second. She looks very balanced and stable. Crystals are made from earthly pressures. Hard work produces beauty. True, true. Looks like such a heavy burden, says Donna. Patrice says, no need to hoard our resources. They are resources from unexpected places, or there are resources from unexpected places. Okay, I'll try and make this quick because we are getting towards the end of our time here. So, Four of Pentacles. So this card's story, she is a dryad. Very good call, Jenna. Which are in many different mythologies and folklore, and personally for me, one of my spirit guides. So this is from Katie's perspective. She's been focusing so much on her material wealth and her collection of spiritual treasures that she has trapped herself and can no longer grow or move like other dryads can. See, I fell into this trap. I thought, this looks fun, and next thing you know, I can't move. She has wandered too far from the forest and now is alone and desolate in her own solitary broken kingdom. Okay, now this is just getting sad. There's a very important lesson in this card. Although material wealth can make you feel secure, it can also cause you to be weighed down and unable to detach yourself from its weight. You will forever need to add more since you think that's the answer to your happiness. Remember earlier, Simon said, the more we get, the more we want. The dryad doesn't realize that she can free herself if she just sets her branches towards the sun, turns around, and walks back into the forest that will always welcome her home. See, I might need to do some shadow work around this because I thought, yeah, that looks fun. All right, so as I was reading that, yeah, the weight of the crystals are too heavy. Yes. Emily says, interesting, the treasures weigh our creature down. Beautiful and abundant, but also burdensome. Could the branch on the ground be a conscious discarding of what we don't need? It could be. In this case, I have a feeling the intent is that it is a side effect, but of course, depending on how and when you pull it. See, I felt like this too. Like I really wanted to enjoy that abundance for a minute. Elle says, totally reminds me of the importance of having a support system, particularly in terms of the mental health community. Yes. And yes, Jonathan, one of the branches broke off. Oops, let me go back. And all right, so let's answer our last question. Then we got to do quick chat on reversals, and then we'll do our activity. There we go. Okay. Did I already have that going? Oh, does it matter? Okay. So from Kristen, our 5th question for today is, how do we change what we can, and accept what we can't? So how would you use this card to answer that? How do we change what we can and accept what we can't? Ishi earlier had noticed the broken branch dropped plate, that spinning plate vibe from earlier, right? It's like if you try too hard to hold on and keep all those plates spinning, eventually one's going to fall. Donna said, simplicity is very freeing. I love when I'm on vacation and have only a few things with me, not so much stuff to worry about. Yes. How do we change what we can and accept what we can't? So maybe what this means is that we need to keep enough around us for security, right? So make sure that we have the support that we need, right? So that's going to, I think, really help us accept what we can't change, but then using the resources that we do have at our disposal, the resources that we've collected in order to affect that change. Aspasia had noted that the California redwood literally forms a supportive family with its deep roots. Ooh, that's interesting. That is very interesting. No thoughts on the question? Aspasia says, yes, materialism is a burden spiritually and mentally. All right, we've got something from Oak Mama here. Don't let yourself get dried out. Be prepared to jettison what no longer serves. So kind of going back to Simon's question too, right? Robin says, we carry as much of the burdens that we can and let the rest go, right? So recognize the limits of what we can carry. Recognize that we can only bring so much without our branches falling off. CCAT says, get more flexible. Yes. So don't get so deeply rooted in what you think you need. Emily says, we have to have gratitude for what we have and release the need for more. We can make and mend physics. So that's another good point too, right? Bringing it back to the always kind of wanting more and the things that we can't change. Sometimes we can't get more, but we can bring in that gratitude, and that allows us to be more accepting of the things that we can't change, but also then helping us better be able to identify what it is that we do want and or need to change. We can make and mend the physical material. Make and mend the physical material. I'm not sure I totally followed that, but that might be me. Oh, Lucy had said, reduce our material things, minimize or have a depth here. And then I want to come back to Chris's comment here. React to the situation you are in. Denial is going to lead to you being crushed by crystals. Accept what is and react by being open to going at things a different way. Yeah, Oak Mama, drink water. Don't become a dried out tree. Ishi said, clinging to burdens and desires, accept what is and plan for the future with a balanced heart and mind. Interesting. Oh, sorry, Simon. That's okay. Jonathan Daly, just like the dryad lost a branch that got too heavy, we must release those things that weigh us down and turn towards the things that help us grow. Jillian says, so far the decks aren't helping me with this card. Aw, we've had quite a few. We've had a couple of interesting ones, but oh, physical/material. Gotcha. Kristen, I have chronic pain, which I can't change, and this makes me think of poor self-care that contributes to a broken body. Definitely need to take good care of yourself. Aspasia says, this card is confirming my recent thoughts on making 2021 a material depth year. Interesting. Bye, Richard. Thank you for being here. All right. L, creating an open, abundant space, losing the mindset and falsehoods of scarcity and fear, acknowledging the privilege you have and how you can best use it to serve others. Cute little lizards. Yes. All right. These were awesome. All right. So let's bring it into, let's talk about when we have our Four of Pentacles, if you read reversals, in a reversed position, or if you don't read reversals, if you find this card in a position in a spread where it's representing a blockage, a challenge to overcome, more like the blocking energy, I think, is probably more appropriate. But what do you think? Okay, I was just checking to see if I missed any comments. So here, I feel like the real obvious go-to is if you hold on to things so tightly, they really might just slip from your grasp, right? Because if you hold on really tightly, your palms are getting sweaty, and next thing you know, all the coins are falling away. Or you are so focused on holding on to those resources that you really can't have the opportunity to see what's behind you. So those are some initial thoughts that come to my mind. What do you guys think? Chris says, I feel like the hits we've been getting tonight is the reversed, to be honest. The non-shadow would be the joys of material stability. Interesting. Yes. And good health, roof over your head, steady income, etc. Yeah, we really have had kind of a lean towards how these cards are presented today, haven't we? She says, oh, you're talking about having chronic pain, a change in mindset and lifestyle helped a bunch. Naomi, don't be too inflexible. Invest in a good solid pair of shoes. So that they stick to the pentacles and we don't fall to the floor? I'm not quite sure. Well, let me know if you have any other thoughts. In the meantime, I'm going to go get our activity for us for this week. Yeah, I do think we've explored kind of all of the positive and negatives of this card, so I understand that there's not a ton more that we want to say there, but I'll check back for your comments here in just a second. And I'm going to get our activity, which I hope is a good one. I don't even know. All right, let's see here. Aspasia has said, when it's reversed, I think it's a warning to loosen up the grip on the material and be less stingy. Patrice said, can't accept new coins when we're holding on so tightly and protectively to what we're afraid of. And then Jonathan had said, reversed, Four of Pence loses all sight of anything other than what is material. The Four expresses tunnel vision, inability to see the alternatives, and preferring his own perceptions and opinions. Yes. All right, let's see what we've got here for Four of Pentacles. Oh, well, this one is a very simple activity, which is it actually kind of harkens back to at least one of our questions and maybe more. So this one is called holding on to what you've got. What four material things are most precious to you? Use the cards this week to get advice about holding on or letting go. So just be thinking about, so this was another one from Jillian. I'm trying to kind of interpret sort of what she meant by this one. But it sounds like it's like, let's think about the material things that are most important to us and think about the value that they lend. But then just in general, I think this is kind of like, think about those things. But then also, if you are struggling with things that you want to either keep in your life or hold on to versus let go of, use the cards to help provide some guidance this week. So maybe do readings about that. You know, if you're looking at what's serving, what's not serving, if you can't decide whether or not you should get rid of that particular deck, like do a reading about it, pull some cards, see how they speak to you. and bring the tarot in to kind of help answer some of those questions. All right, in the meantime, let me get a few more of your comments here about the reversals. So Jonathan had said, oh, I meant to pull up, that was tarot activity time. I'm doing well today, very well today. All right. See, T-Cat said, this card really blocks away possibilities and blessings that life presents. Oops, this hand. You may play too small and almost fearing life. Ooh, that's really, really a good point. What did I miss that Chris said? He said something funny. Everybody's LOLing. Oh, wait, there it is. 1 tarot deck, 2 tarot deck, 3 house, 4 tarot deck. These are the 4 most important material things? That's hilarious. I like how 1 and 2 are actually tarot decks. All right, my friends, we have made it through another tarot play date. I know when I first pulled this card that many of you were not that excited, but I hope you found some meaning and some answers to your questions. Thank you once again for making this a fabulous play date. I look forward to hearing how it goes for you this week. Don't forget to share your cards that you pull, or if you want to share results of your activities either from this one or old play dates, please feel free to do so in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group or on Instagram with the hashtag Tarot Playdate. And until I see you all in the next one, I am, as I always am, sending you lots and lots of love. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.